Sarah was spending more time managing her business than she was serving her clients. Every morning started with an hour in her inbox trying to figure out what she was supposed to be doing that day. She had files scattered across her desktop, 3 different cloud drives, about 100 browsers bookmarked that she couldn't even remember saving. She'd spend 20 minutes a day looking for documents, another 15 minutes looking for passwords that she needed to log into platforms, and even more time switching between tasks because she didn't really know what she was to be doing. And by the end of the day, she was exhausted and couldn't even point to anything that she had actually done to move the needle forward in her business. Sound familiar? Yeah, me too. I'm Diane, and 3 weeks after Sarah and I started working together, she reclaimed 15 hours a week. And we believe in time tracking around here, so we know these numbers are accurate. And she found that she was working less, but getting more done. And she told me that she felt like she could finally breathe again. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what Sarah did. And I'm showing you 2 other client transformations so you can see the pattern of what actually works. Let me tell you a little bit more about Sarah. She's a holistic health coach, built her business from the ground up, has incredible clients who love working with her. But when she came to me, she was on the edge of burnout. Here's what her typical day looked like. She would wake up first thing in the morning and get on her phone and to check her email before she even got out of bed. So she was already in reactive mode. She'd sit down to her computer, open her inbox, and have over 3,000 emails. Most of them were newsletters that she never read, social media notifications, and tasks that she was trying to remember to do. She'd spend an hour just trying to get her inbox into something that was manageable. But because she was using her inbox as a task manager, she never actually moved the needle. She'd just shuffle things around. Then she'd try to work on client work, but she struggled finding files that she needed. Was it on her desktop, in one of her Google Drives, or in some folder that she created 3 months ago and completely forgot about? 20 minutes later, she'd find it, or if she couldn't, she would just recreate it. By lunchtime, she found that she accomplished maybe one thing, and she was already mentally exhausted. When we did a time audit together, we found that Sarah was spending 15 hours a week just on back-end tasks, email, searching for files, trying to figure out what to work on next. 15 hours. That's almost 2 full work days spent on things that aren't even actually her work. So here's what we did. This is important because we didn't try to fix everything at once. Week 1, we focused on email. She set up 3 specific email times, 8 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. She turned off all of her notifications, and we moved every task out of her inbox and into a task management system. Within 3 days, Sarah told me that her inbox went from feeling like a war zone to something that was manageable. She now spends 45 minutes a day total on her email, which is a big shift from where she was. And then week 2, we tackled her digital files. We created one folder structure in one Google Drive. Everything client related went into one folder, all her business documents into another, and templates in another. We established a simple naming convention. So instead of files being named final_draft-version3 PDF, we began using a naming convention that worked for her. And this took us about 4 hours to set up initially, but once it was done, Sarah could find a document within 30 seconds. And then week 3, we built her operational hub. This was just a simple Google Doc with all of her important links and passwords and SOPs. When she needed to log into something or find a specific resource, she didn't have to go searching. She just pulled up her operational hub. This alone probably saved her 5 hours a week because she wasn't stopping doing what she was doing and going out hunting for something. She could just pull it right up. By the end of those 3 weeks, Sarah's workday had completely shifted. She was checking email 3 times a day instead of 20, or even first thing in the morning when she got up. She could now find a file that she needed within seconds, and she had a clear system for knowing what to work on next. But here's what she told me that really stuck with me. She said, I didn't realize how much mental space the chaos was taking up. I thought I was just disorganized. But once we fixed the systems, I could actually think clear again. I could be creative and I could be present with my clients. And that just brings me so much joy because that's what we're doing as entrepreneurs, right? And this is what I'm talking about when I say that our back-end chaos affects our internal state. Sarah didn't just save 15 hours a week. She got her energy back. She got her mojo back. She got her focus back, her creativity. And within 2 months, she had taken on 3 new clients. Not because she was working more hours, but because she finally had the capacity. Let me tell you about one more client, Melissa. Melissa is a brand strategist, an incredible one at that, but she was drowning in digital clutter. She had over 10,000 files, most of them screenshots, PDFs, and old project files that she couldn't bring herself to delete. Every time she needed to find something, it was like searching through a junk drawer, trying to find what she needed. Most of the time she'd give up and just start over. So here's what Melissa and I did. We didn't delete anything. That would have been overwhelming on her nervous system. Instead, we created an archive folder for anything older than 1 year that wasn't actively being used. So we got it out of sight, but it was still there if she ever needed it. Then we organized everything current, clear folder structure. Archive projects in one place, business operations in another, and client files organized by name. Within 2 weeks, Melissa told me that she felt like she had a new computer. Not because we upgraded anything, but because she felt like she could navigate her digital space without feeling overwhelmed. She said, I didn't realize how much stress I was carrying just from not knowing where my files were. Now I can sit down to work and actually focus instead of dreading the search. One more story. Jordan. Jordan is a consultant, works with multiple clients at once, juggling a lot of moving pieces. His biggest struggle wasn't email or files. It was project management. He'd have tasks written on random sticky notes and in notebooks and in his phone's app. There was no central system, so he was constantly forgetting things and even missed a few deadlines. And he was always feeling like he was playing catch up or missing something. So we set up a simple project management system. Nothing fancy, just one tool where every task lived. Every client had its own board and every task had a due date. So every morning he could just open up a system and he knew where he needed to put his focus for the day. This took maybe 2 hours to set up. And within 1 week, Jordan said that he felt like a different person. He said, I can actually trust myself now. I'm not constantly worrying that I'm forgetting something, and I can show up fully ready for my clients. I know that if it's something that needs to be done, it's in my system. That alone has changed everything. That, my friends, is the power of having a system you can trust. Your brain doesn't have to hold all the details anymore. You can actually relax. So here's what all 3 of these transformations have in common. None of them required more hours. None of them required hiring help. And none of them required expensive tools or complicated systems. What they required was finding where the friction was and building a system to remove it. For Sarah, the friction was email and file chaos. For Melissa, it was digital clutter. For Jordan, it was scattered tasks. The platform is the same. Once they had a system they could trust, everything else got easier. They weren't spending mental energy back on chaos anymore. They could focus on their actual work, their clients, or creativity. And here's the other thing that they all had in common. They didn't wait until things were perfect. They just started. Sarah didn't organize her entire life before we began. We started with one thing, then another, then another. That's how sustainable change happens, one system at a time. So if you've been watching these videos and you think, oh, that sounds great, but will it actually work for me? I hope these stories give you the answer. It works. Not because these clients were special or they had more discipline than you, but because they built systems that worked for them instead of draining them. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through the exact framework that I use with every client, the same framework that Sarah, Melissa, and Jordan followed. It's called the System Sanctuary Framework, and it's designed to help you organize your business backend and your internal state, because you can't do one without the other. If you've been struggling with backend chaos and you're ready to fix it, the next video is going to show you exactly how. And if you want hands-on support implementing this framework, that's what my strategic blueprint is for. It's my 5-week program where we build out all of these systems together. But whether you join the program or not, the next video is going to give you a clear roadmap of what needs to happen. These transformations are possible for you. You just need the right systems. Sarah cleared 15 hours in 3 weeks. Melissa felt like she could finally breathe. And Jordan stopped forgetting things and started trusting himself. What would change for you if your backend actually supported you instead of draining you? Watch the next video. I'm going to show you the exact framework. Stay gold, my friends.